I waited 15 years to get my revenge, and it was exactly what I imagined. People think revenge is fast and explosive, but real revenge is patient. When my parents died, my Aunt Catherine Porter raised me. Brilliant engineer, founder of Porter Industries. She taught me one rule: integrity is everything. She was my hero. Then she died in a car accident. Her brother Malcolm comforted me at the funeral, and 2 months later stole her company, her patents, erased her from the lobby, rewrote history. I was 16, powerless, and he became my guardian. He sent me to boarding school and disappeared from my life except for holidays. Years later, after college, he offered me an entry-level job because Catherine would have wanted it. I accepted, not out of loyalty, but to learn what really happened to my aunt. My revenge began when Malcolm introduced me to the board as his assistant after I wrote the proposal that saved the company. He took the applause. I poured water. That night, I created a folder on my laptop labeled Patience and started collecting everything. For the next 15 years, I became Malcolm's most trusted employee, his fixer, his shadow. I handled his finances, secrets, passwords, mistresses, IRS evasion, even rehab arrangements for his son James. All while documenting every lie, every stolen dollar. By year 3, he let his guard down. I found the police report about Catherine's crash. Handwritten note. Brake line tampering inconclusive. Case closed, per directive. Then I found video footage of Malcolm fighting with Catherine the night before she died. He lunged at her. The footage cut off. I knew I was right, but needed airtight proof. Unexpectedly, James became part of the story. A damaged, perceptive kid Malcolm barely acknowledged. I became his real guardian. He slowly realized his father had erased Catherine's legacy and began digging into her patents. His research confirmed what I already knew. Catherine's brilliant engineering vanished the moment she died. 12 years in, I had built a nearly complete case. Malcolm grew reckless, cutting corners, hiding product safety failures, firing whistleblowers. One falsely accused engineer killed himself. It hardened my resolve. By year 13, the SEC opened an inquiry. Malcolm panicked, shredding old files tied to Catherine's death. James saved fragments, including a $10 million insurance policy naming Malcolm beneficiary right before the accident. I finally told James the truth. I believed his father killed Catherine. He chose to help me. Year 15 delivered the final puzzle piece. Malcolm's dying former driver confessed. He'd driven Malcolm to Catherine's house the night she died, heard shouting, saw Malcolm leave with bloody knuckles, and he confirmed Catherine's brakes had been perfect. It was enough. At my 15-year anniversary with Porter Industries, Malcolm toasted me. I stood up and announced I had accepted the position of CEO of Westridge Industries, our biggest competitor, and that I was taking our most valuable client with me. Malcolm unraveled. The next morning, he chased me into Westridge headquarters, begging. That's when I showed him everything. Driver's notarized testimony, insurance policy, brake report, video of him lunging at Catherine. Then I brought in the SEC investigator, Porter's largest shareholder. And James. James chose my side. The right side. The board suspended Malcolm and opened criminal charges. He lunged at me. Security dragged him out screaming. Porter Industries collapsed under his lies. James rebuilt it. We merged with Westridge into Catherine Porter Technologies, restoring her name at last. Before Malcolm's trial, I visited him in prison. He confessed. They argued. She fell. He panicked. The brake sabotage was insurance. I left him with photos of James becoming the man Catherine hoped he'd be. Malcolm was sentenced to 20 years. James and I rebuilt the company into something worthy of Catherine. Ethical, innovative, collaborative. On the new headquarters balcony, James asked, was it worth 15 years? Not for the revenge, I said. That part was hollow. But for this, finishing what she started, turning pain into purpose, yes. Revenge was what drove me. What came after saved me.